Okay guys, we were asked to do a video here about the content of sea moss, the content of salt on the sea moss. We're going to show that, I guess in the video, the last video we did, we should have done it maybe a little more detailed to show you nothing but the salt in there. So we're going to do that today. What we have here in this box here, as you see, this is from the St. Lucia Ministry of Agriculture. This is the certificate. What we're going to do is go into this particular box here. We're going to go in this particular box. And as we can see, this particular sea moss here that we're showing you here it's a premium dried sea moss. And it doesn't come with any sea salt or sand on it, on the product at all. I'll take my time here and show this to you guys. And maybe if I can give you guys a closer view of how that looks. And this is a product that we do sell. We do offer this. Like I said, this is a premium sea moss from the St. Lucia. Doesn't have any sand or debris within it. I'm going to show you a different one that we get also, but this is the St. Lucia type. And I'm going to cut here and go to this other brands that will have some salt content, and it should show you what the salt on the wild crafted sea moss looks like. Okay guys, here's what we have here. We have sea moss. And actually we have sea moss over here. This particular sea moss is from Tanzania. You can see it has a salt content up there at the top. If you look at that, that breaks down. That breaks down to a powder, to a fine powder. And I'm gonna show you the difference between this particular salt content that's on here, which is natural iodine salt, which is, you know, a natural salt from the ocean that's been dried out, and what you see as table salt. But this is what when you have lots of this, and we try to save this, but this is a sand and salt mixture that you'll see. This is the type of particles. It doesn't even look like table salt. And I'm going to show you the difference in between this type of sand that you're supposed to be getting, sand and salt. And mind you, this is maybe from 30 to 35 kilos worth of sea moss, kilograms worth of sea moss that will retain this much salt and sand. So we collect this because we use this for soaps and scrubs. I'm gonna get a close-up in here so you guys can see this again. And like I said, based on, it may look a little different based on where you are getting that sea moss from. There's sea moss that grown in all the oceans all over. But the content should look like this. Now I'm gonna show you the difference between that and table salt. Okay, I'm back. Now here is what we have, table salt. I'm gonna break this open, show you the difference between this particular salt and the salt content that it is in wild-crafted sea moss. Okay? Alright. Now you see how big these salt crystals are? You see that? See if I can get a close-up for you. Get a close-up, more close-up view for you guys, so y'all can see those salt crystals. Do you see those salt crystals? Now you see this sea moss here? Totally two different things. Matter of fact, let me move this over to the side. this is what this looks like, and this is what, when you break this down, it's a more powdery substance. You see that? It's more powdered. Let me grab some from here. Grab some from here. You set this down here so you guys can see that. You see that? Compared to this. Totally two different types of salt. Two different types of salt content. Well crafted. And this is what we would consider table salt, iodine salt. Now, many people, and I maybe want to put these two different types of sea moss together so you guys can see the difference. I'm gonna pause this here for you guys. Okay, now let me scan out here. We have 3 different types of sea moss here. We have one, St. Lucia sea moss, which is this one. Then we have the one from Tanzania, which is this particular sea moss here. We have the purple sea moss, that's from Tanzania. These two are from Tanzania. This is from St. Lucia. Neither of these, and let me break this down so you can see this as well. It's like a powder, so not like grains. None of these types of sea moss give off this type of salt. Naturally, none of them has this type of salt in them. So, yes, we do sell all 3 of these particular types of sea moss. Scan out so you can see the difference in all 3 of them. We do sell the St. Lucia. We sell sea moss from Tanzania. So we have a large variety of sea moss that we do offer. None of the sea moss that we offer has table salt or salt within it. If you see salt like this within your content, most likely, I'm not going to say that sea moss is fake or pool grown. I'm not necessarily going to say that, but what I am going to say is that sea moss is not dry, and they're using this type of salt or table salt. They're using this type of salt to preserve that sea moss so it doesn't mold. You're getting something of a 40+% moisture content. These are 100% dry. So if you're getting something that's table salt, most likely that particular supplier or whoever they got that sea moss from put that particular salt on there to preserve that sea moss from molding. Based on the information that we've seen, studying this information on sea moss, we haven't seen sea moss pools or sea moss grown in pools. We spoke to someone, and they did make a lot of sense by stating that it is unlikely to have sea moss grown in pools because economically it's not feasible. It would cost way more to keep the maintenance of growing sea moss in a pool versus just putting it in the ocean and letting it grow naturally, like Mother Nature has designed it to do. So we were asked to do a video to help explain a little more about the salt content that an individual is supposed to receive when they have their salt. Of course, it's going to be different. So salt and sand content, this is what it should look like, a more powder form. But definitely it should not look like this. And if it does, it's not necessarily that it's fake or pool grown. It's just that you're not getting 100% dry sea moss. And that supplier has chosen to preserve that using salt for whatever reason. To not to mold, most likely, is the reason why they're doing that. But we hope that this information was helpful. Hope that this video was helpful for you. If you do want to see other videos, we will post a video up. If more people really want to see how sea moss gel is made, put a like in this description here, and we'll go ahead and put it. We have enough people to do that. We'll go ahead and provide that for you guys. So thanks again for watching. You guys have a wonderful and safe new year.